What if I told you that for less than the cost of living in Florida, you could retire to a historic town with ocean views, world-class healthcare, and sometimes even better wine? This is not a fantasy. It's actually real life for thousands of Americans who have discovered that the best place to retire may not be in the U.S. at all. It's no secret that the cost of living and healthcare expenses are depleting our savings faster than we'd like. And more often than not, we're left wondering if we've even saved enough. And for some of us, the political landscape and the social divide have us asking if there is a better way. For many retirees, the answer has been yes, and they are finding it in places like Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, Thailand, Portugal, just to name a few. There are a lot of reasons why retiring abroad is appealing. Let's explore some of them. And just to be clear, this video isn't strictly for retirees looking to make a permanent move abroad. This is also for those of you who are thinking about spending a few months or maybe even half a year abroad. Whether it's full-time or part-time, this video is for you. Cost is probably the biggest reason why retirees look to life overseas. You have worked hard to get to this stage of life, and it's scary. And you're wondering if you've saved enough. Look, none of us knows how long we're going to live. And the longer we do live, the more we need to stretch our savings. Usually the cost of living in other countries is a fraction of the cost to live in the United States. Oftentimes things like housing are cheaper. According to International Living, in Thailand, you can rent a studio in the heart of the city for around $600 a month. Or if you're someone who prefers a more peaceful surrounding, say up in the mountains, you can rent a one-bedroom apartment for less than $500 a month. If Greece is more your vibe, International Living reports that one-bedroom apartments typically go for around $650 a month. Or if you want to make the investment, you can purchase a small home there between $85,000 up to around $170,000. Of course, these numbers are dependent on such factors as location, amenities, and of course, most importantly, current market conditions. Spain has been, and continues to be, a popular destination for retirees in recent years. And even though costs are rising in many of its cities, rents can still be found for around $900 a month. Or you can buy a small studio in some of the lesser-known coastal communities for around $150,000. Mexico gives you a lot of options between beaches, forests, mountains, but one of International Living's on-the-ground correspondents rents a one-bedroom apartment just blocks from the waterfront for $500 a month. Portugal is another favorite, and rents there can be found for around $1,500 a month, according to those who live there and reported to International Living. But really, cost is just one small factor when you're considering thinking about retiring to another country. I'm sure safety is also on your mind, and rightly so. If you weren't aware of it, there is something called the Global Peace Index. It assesses things like crime rates, access to justice, the level of fear of violence, international and domestic conflicts, and military spending. According to the Global Peace Index, countries like Portugal, which came in at number 7 out of 163 countries in 2024, Costa Rica, which came in at number 58, and Thailand, which came in at number 76, rank as some of the safest in the world for expats. If you're curious, Iceland was the one that took the top spot in 2024. The US, however, didn't fare so well, coming in at number 132 out of 163 countries. Mexico, which is a favorite among North American expats, actually ranked worse than the US, coming in at number 138. But according to International Living and its correspondent who lives there, Mexico is both safe and affordable. You just have to use common sense. Living in a well-established expat zone with good infrastructure, community support, and local law enforcement is a good way to start. It's not necessarily about the country as a whole. It's about the neighborhood. For instance, here in the United States, you wouldn't move to a bad area of, say, Chicago or Los Angeles. Like anything, you want to research where you're going. Healthcare is, of course, another major point to consider. In this case, it's not only about the cost, although that is a big consideration. It's also about the quality of it and the access to it in another country. Medical expenses are one of the biggest threats to a comfortable retirement. In many countries, quality health care is available for a fraction of the cost compared to the US. In fact, many of the doctors are US or European trained and speak fluent English. Many Americans are already traveling outside the US for medical care and treatment. Patients Beyond Borders estimated that 1.8 million Americans traveled outside the US for their health care in 2023. Some of the top destinations were Costa Rica, Mexico, Thailand, and Turkey. Retiring abroad isn't about giving up quality health care. It's about gaining back control over it. Many countries allow expats to enroll in public health systems. For instance, Costa Rica residents must pay into the Caja system, but many also use private health care for convenience. According to International Living, the public system provides excellent services, but it often means early arrival and long waits. Private doctors, meanwhile, often speak English. So having access to both public and private gives you flexibility and affordability. The same is true in Portugal, where the public system is excellent for major emergencies, but includes long waits and limited privacy. Private, however, provides you with personalized care and English-speaking doctors. Having both ensures you comprehensive coverage at a fraction of US cost. Here are some quick tips regarding healthcare abroad. Stick to major cities or regions with good infrastructure. Carry travel insurance during your transition period. Bring your medical records with you digitally and learn how your prescriptions translate abroad. There are certainly a lot more things to think about when you're considering retiring abroad, because as we all know, expenses don't stop with housing and healthcare. There's also things like utilities, water, sewer, air conditioning, heat, TV and internet, food and gas, car insurance, cell phone plans, basic household items like toilet paper and paper towels, and even something like trash pickup needs to be considered. If you've spent any amount of time overseas and have any words of wisdom to share, please comment below. Despite all these items, the true motivator here is really the quality of life outside the US. This is where you make the mental shift from numbers and logic to lifestyle, happiness, and well-being, because those are likely the true reasons why you're even considering retiring abroad. And here's something you may not expect. Many retirees admit to feeling less lonely living abroad than they did back at home. Think about it. You are living with people who have chosen this lifestyle. There's a sense of community that often gets lost in suburban US retirement. Retirement abroad gives you the chance to step out of the hustle and into a lifestyle that's more intentional. This is life where you walk to the market, you chat with the neighbors, you enjoy coffee in the plaza. Sure, stretching your dollar is important, and it's a huge bonus, but this is really about quality of life, the quality of your life. Are you thinking about retiring abroad? Tell me where you go in the comments, I'm curious. And subscribe if you're dreaming about life overseas. If you've already done your exploring and you're ready to invest in a second home for your retirement, but you're not really sure about the ins and outs and you want to connect, click on the link below. I've built relationships with the top agents across the country and abroad over the years. There will be a short form for you to fill out. We'll connect. We'll discuss your exact situation, and that will help me match you with the right agent so you can start finding your home away from home and living and enjoying your retirement sooner rather than later. If you want to explore more about your options in retirement, check out this video here. In the meantime, thanks for joining me. I'm Alysia Shivers. Until next time.